Hey everybody, this is Mr. Hague. Welcome back to another great episode of Mr. Hague's class, learning about Photoshop. Okay, so hopefully you're looking at my screen right now, and yeah, we got a lot happening today. We're going to talk about making selections and moving parts of images from one image to another image. Well, first of all, I need for you to go to the exercise files where you should see a folder called Ep10.1, Ep10.1. And as you can see, I've got several different image files over here that we're going to work with. First of all, we got Christmas balls. Okay, and I know that whenever you're watching this, it may not be Christmas, but hey, Christmas is so cool no matter what. Even during the 4th of July, Christmas is always cool, right? All right, so then we got the Christmas tree. In order to have decorations, you got to have a Christmas tree. Kind of a unwritten rule. All right, then we've got this really cool looking hotel. Check that out. That's in China. That is what I call the Horseshoe Hotel. I'm not sure exactly what it's called, but it's part of the Sheraton group of hotels, and it is just amazing. I can't imagine staying there. That is so wild. All right, and then of course we've got little trees. Okay, you should also have this cool looking pyramid here, and then you've got one of the 7 wonders of the world. There it is. And then you've got the beach, and you've got a red car. So overall, you should have about 8 different images. We're going to start by learning the marquee tool, the elliptical marquee tool, and we're going to move forward to other selection tools. In fact, let me go ahead and show you this. Here's going to be the lesson plan for this video. First, we're going to learn about how to use the marquee tool to select part of an image and moving it over to another image. Okay, and then we're going to go into to do the same thing with the lasso tools and the magnetic tools. And the bonus we're going to learn in this video is how to use a free transform feature, otherwise Control or Command T, depending whether you're using a Mac or a Windows. Then we're going to mention a little bit about the magic wand tool. Of course, whenever we do bonus studies, we're just going to kind of introduce the concept. We're not going to study or go too deep into it, but it's enough to kind of introduce you and kind of show you how it goes, and when we do revisit it again, it'll be, you'll be familiar with it. All right, so why don't we go ahead and do this? Let's move this aside. All right, the first thing is, if you opened up your folder at 10-1, which is under your exercise files, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ask for you to open the Christmas ball and the Christmas tree. Now, there's several ways for you to open files. I think we discussed this before. You can go ahead, and the easiest way is click on Open. Okay, so if you click Open right here, then you go to the folder, okay, the Ep10.1 folder, and what I normally do is I press and hold the Command key since I'm using a Macintosh. So if I press and hold the Command key, I can select, any kind of files I want, and in random. Okay, if I press the Shift key, I click on the first file that I want, and then the last file I want, and everything in between gets selected. Well, I just need the Christmas ball and I need the Christmas tree. And if it gets too difficult to kind of like select these things, just do it one by one. There's no rush. You can always pause this video and just go from there. But so if you're using a Windows, you may have to press and hold the Control key. For the Mac, it's pressing and holding the Command key. So I'm going to press and hold the Command key. I'm going to select the Christmas balls and the Christmas tree. Press Open, and just kind of let it do its work. And there we have the Christmas tree and the Christmas ball. Merry Christmas, no matter what time of year it is. All right, let's go ahead and start. Okay, so here we have the 2 images that we need. We have the Christmas balls and we've got the tree. So the object here is to move some of these decorations to to the tree here and see if we can decorate a tree. All right, so the first method, as we mentioned, is going to be using the marquee tool, specifically the elliptical marquee tool, but we're also going to mention the rectangular marquee tool as well. So let's go ahead and again, we are going to select the marquee tool here. If it's on the elliptical, if it's on the rectangular tool, go ahead and select the elliptical tool. There we have it. And then what we're going to do is, for the first one, we're just going to try to select this. There we have it right there. We're going to select this. All right. And then we're going to copy. So edit copy or Command C. And you'll notice right away we're selecting even the background. So, well, first of all, one thing at a time. Let's go into the Christmas tree and let's go ahead and paste it. There it is right here. Okay, so we have pasted the ornament here, and as you can see, this doesn't make sense because you've got a background here. Now this is where I introduced you the magic wand tool. And the magic wand tool is right here. As you can see, it'll say magic wand. It is about 1, 2, 3, 4th icon down. You might see these other objects over here, but if you do, select the magic wand tool. Okay, let me zoom out. And all you got to do with the magic wand tool is now, before I do that, observe the cursor. It looks like a wand with 3 stars around, or 3, I guess, effects around. When it comes to the magic wand tool, the only feature I want you to focus on is the tolerance up in the option bar right here. And it says tolerance. The number I have here is 40. Now I'll explain deeper what these numbers mean and what tolerance means. Basically, it dictates the selection power of the magic wand tool. And so for now, let's just keep it at 40. We'll explain all these other features at a later video. And all you got to do now is touch the background of this ornament. See, watch what happens. And then press the delete key. There it is right there. Okay, so now most of the background has been removed. I deselect the marching ants. That's Command D. And then I use the move tool up here. Okay, and once you hit the move tool, you'll notice that you've got these little boxes, or anchor points if you will. And now you can shrink it a little bit. See that? You can shrink it and try to, maintain the aspect ratio. In other words, right now, you'll notice that if I just kind of move it, the size and the dimensions of this ornament can be altered to where really you don't want it to be. So I'm going to go ahead and undo by clicking on Command Z. Okay, this is where it was. And I'm going to press and hold a Shift key. Press and hold the Shift key maintains that aspect ratio. So this looks like a nice little ornament. So I'm going to place it up here. Looks kind of big, so I'm going to shrink it a little bit more. And there we have it. And then I click on the Marquee tool to deselect the anchor points, and there you have it. Okay, let's try it again. Let's this time choose another one with using the elliptical marquee tool. Let's go ahead and choose the ornament right here. Okay, I'm just going to do the best I can. There it is right there. Now I'm going to copy it. Okay, copy it, go to the Christmas tree, and then I'm going to paste it. There it is right there. Again, the background is there. I'm going to select the magic wand tool, select the background, delete. Then I'm going to remove the marching ants, okay, by pressing Command or Control D. And then I'm going to click on the Move tool, and that brings in the anchor points, or the anchors, as you can see. And I'm just going to go ahead and press and hold the Shift key. And you know what? Let's leave it right about there. Okay, let's leave it there. Yeah, well, I moved it. So then what I normally do is I press Return, or I press on, whoops, notice that it didn't. you gotta be careful. So click on the Marquee tool, looks good right over there. All right, and that is how we use the marquee tool. Now, one thing, however, is something like, say, this right here. Say, for instance, actually, let's look at this one right here. Now, you can do the same thing with the magic wand tool once you've selected, but let's say I don't want to bother with too much background, because you got to understand one thing, is that this background here is pretty solid. Sometimes you have different shades of the same color and you don't know it, and if that's the case, the magic wand tool may have some challenges selecting the background. So far we've been selecting the background and everything's been removed. So let me show you another really cool trick. I'm going to select the lasso tool this time. I'm going to select the lasso tool, and then I'm going to go up and select this icon here, which is the remove selection, or the subtract from selection. Okay, and watch what I do now. There you see the lasso tool with the minus sign on the bottom right, and I'm just going to slowly kind of outline and get as close to the ornament without going in, and then I'm going to go out. So in actuality, I am selecting the marching ants, not the ornament. That's how you have to look at it. I'm going to let go and look at that. It selects closer into the ornament. I'm going to do the same thing for this side. And I know that using a mouse is not the optimal way of drawing, or kind of. So now I'm just going to let go. There it is right there. Okay, I'm going to try it again. This time I get even closer if I possibly can. And actually I'm doing a pretty good job, so I'm just going to go out. Like I said, the more I go in, the better it is. And at this point, I'm just going to go ahead and copy, go to the Christmas tree, and paste. There we have it right there. And you'll notice that I have, well, my concern is that this area right here is similar to the background. Let's see what happens. I'm going to go ahead and click there. See how it selects inside there? That's why you want to remove as much background as possible. Okay, that way we don't have to worry about this. So with that being said, I won't be able to use this. I mean, there's ways that I can actually take care of this. So I'm going to go ahead and select this layer over here, which is layer 3, right click, and I'm going to delete the layer. Then I'm going to go back into the ornament and do a better job selecting it. So what I might do is just zoom in a little bit. There it is. Make sure that you are still under subtract mode using the lasso tool. And I'm just going to go in more. There we go. Oops. And if you mess up, you can always undo it or start again. Okay, so make sure, remember, we are selecting the marching ants. So now I'm going to go out. See, now it gets a little closer. Now here you'll notice that I kind of I selected too much in. There you have it, doing okay. Again, if it's too much, you don't have to, there are other ornaments you can work with. All right, you know what, that's good enough. But if you notice right here, I selected too much inside. So what I might have to do is click on the add mode. Okay, notice now I've got the plus sign, and I'm just going to go ahead and see if I can add that in, go in, there I have it. Okay, now at this point, I'm going to copy this, Command C, I'm going to go to my Christmas tree and Command V. Not great, okay, but we're going to go ahead and click on the Move tool, shrink it, there we go. It's hard to tell right there, but I mean, it's good enough. Kind of blends in right there. I mean, it's pretty good. All right, and that is with the Elliptical Marquee Tool. Now let's try the Rectangular Marquee Tool. And you'll notice that I have a marching ants on an ornament, so I have to deselect before I can continue with another ornament. And so let's look for one that's pretty cool. How about this bear right here? That looks pretty cool. So let's go ahead and select, go up here, and make sure the new selection icon is selected. We've already selected the marquee tool. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to surround the bear. And I think right here is, well, it's up to you to decide, but again, I've used too much area on top of the bear. So I'm going to click on the subtraction marquee tool. Okay, and then I'm going to go down. And then I'm just going to keep it at the rectangular marquee tool. And I'm just going to kind of select a little bit more, barely touching this bear's head. There it is right there. Maybe come up here to the arm, get it close to hugging the bear as possible without touching the bear. There it is right there. What I'm trying to do is eliminate as much background as possible. Now I'm going to press Command C or copy it. Then I'm going to go here and let's put the bear somewhere. There it is. Now I'm going to go back to the magic wand tool, click on the background. Now I feel safer about this because if you notice the bear, it's got red, it's got a darker brown here. And so we're just going to go ahead and click, delete. Beautiful. A lot better than the other ornament. So now I'm going to deselect the marching ants, press the move tool. I'm going to shrink this guy and, well, put him somewhere pretty fun. There it is right there. Okay, there he is. So we got 4 ornaments so far and looking pretty good. Okay, in the next video we will talk about the lasso tool. Okay, so stay tuned and we'll be right back.